Hello, can we start? Okay, so let me just check how is Lisbon. Lisbon, are you there?
Yes, we are here, Antonio. Can you hear me?
Okay, great, João. So great weather here in Porto. I hope in Lisbon also a
It's
good
amazing.
weather for this. Okay, great. So welcome you all to our 29th edition of our Hangout, Above and Beyond Hangout, the ecosystem monthly hangout organized by Startup Portugal. We are simultaneously in Lisbon at Ferroviário and in Porto at UPTEC, where I am. And well, it's a pleasure to have you here. And we are also streaming. So when it's totally impossible to be present here or in Lisbon, you can always opt to register yourself and to uh, watch our Hangout by streaming. So this happens every month, usually in the last Wednesday of each month. And we are in our edition number 29. So it's been a journey. We have just arrived from Toronto. We took 13 startups to Collision. As I think you know, Collision is a sister conference of Web Summit organized every year in Toronto. And we were very well represented by 13 Portuguese startups that took the opportunity to meet, to network, and to make business contacts with other stakeholders and possible investors that can lead them to the North American market. Canada is a good way of entry to the North American market and to the United States. So Collision has been a good opportunity to meet and to give additional steps for these companies and these entrepreneurs to do so. If your startup or your scale up is interested in scaling abroad, then please follow up our business abroad program that takes startups, Portuguese startups, to several international countries, conferences, meetings, and well, initiatives that we prepare together with ICEP, which is a Portuguese foreign exchange and trade agency, and with several partners that we have all over the world that help us to lead and to support startups in this international journey. We are just finishing this year's Business Abroad program, but we still have a last edition in August in Brazil, in Florianopolis. So if you are interested to scale your business to Latin America and to Brazil, please check out our website. The Business Abroad program is still on until August, namely with this Brazil edition in August. Well, today it's a special day because we are just ending the inauguration of our office in Porto, here in Porto, where I am. So, Startup Portugal from now on has a physical, permanent business office in Porto. And it's a pleasure to be in this wonderful city. We are in a building of Universidade do Porto that partnered with us, receiving us in the amazing premises, or let's say space that we occupy. We will have 5 permanent persons from our team here. And this is a result of not only wanting to be all over the country and be represented in the major ecosystem hubs in Portugal, um, but also a result of the vibrant northern Portugal ecosystem that has really a big part in the national economy and that deserves certainly support and a direct presence of Startup Portugal. So we will from now on be permanently here in Porto, and this will be also a good way to accede to new advantages and new services that we provide to entrepreneurs and to startups from here. We also took the opportunity of this inauguration to sign up a memorandum of understanding with Porto Municipality, where we settle new benefits for startups in the municipality. So if you are a startup, from now on, or when this, let's say, when these measures is formally approved by the municipality board, you will be able to accede to special benefits, tax benefits, administrative costs reduction, and other benefits by being a startup and being in Porto. So Porto is one of the Portuguese municipalities that has already signed up this memorandum with Startup Portugal, and it's the first big city so that has come together in this movement. So congratulations to Porto and to Porto founders and to Porto startups that will benefit from additional advantages now on. Next month, we will launch our Road to Web Summit program. We annually take more than 100 startups, Portuguese startups, to exhibit with special conditions at Web Summit in Lisbon that will take place in November. So if you are interested in joining, stay tuned to our website news, where we will inform you the way to that you can applicate to this program that will be started next month. Typically, we have a boot camp. We prepare startups to enjoy the journey of Web Summit every year. We present them to investors, we present them to foreign delegations, and we offer special conditions for official booth at Web Summit, and also the possibility of exhibiting at our stand, which is a big stand at Web Summit, where the Portuguese ecosystem is represented together with Lisbon municipality and with other public agencies that we take every year to Web Summit and that are related to entrepreneurship. Okay, after this session, we will be watching the Portugal and Georgia football game. So if you are interested in football, don't miss this. We need the support of everybody, and Portugal needs your support, of course. And well, without delays, I will talk you a little bit more about today's theme. We'll talk here and discuss smart tourism, tech-driven strategies for efficiency, and we will have really important specialists invited to discuss this with us. So I will present you our speakers, and then we will listen to the startups pitching, and finally we will start the panel with the speakers. So we'll have Paulo Moraes Vaz, Director of Escola de Turismo, Escola de Hotelaria e Turismo do Porto. Thank you for coming, Paulo. We'll have João Paiva Mendes, co-founder and CEO of Boost Portugal. And we'll have Miguel Barbosa, Investment Director, Tourism Unit at Portugal Ventures. Thank you, João Paiva and Miguel Barbosa also. And this panel will be moderated by Adriana Travasso from Junior Innovation Coordination at NEST, Centro de Inovação do Turismo. So in advance, I would like to thank you all for coming and to participate in this hangout. Before this discussion, we will start with our pitches. So I will hand the stage to João Moreira Pires, who will present the startups for the pitching session. Thank you very much for coming and enjoy.
Thank you, Antonio. Hello, everyone. I'm João, and I'm your host here today in Lisbon. In Porto, we have Marilia. Marilia, how's everything there?
Hi, João. Everything is great. Nice to see you, my dear friend João. So, as Antonio said, I would just want to reinforce that we just had our official inauguration of our Porto office. So, for those that are in Lisbon, if you come to Porto anytime soon, please feel free to come to our office and say hi and have a 5-minute chat anyway. So, João, I know that we will start the pitch session in Lisbon. That is right.
Yes, it
Right,
is.
João?
Yes, Marilia,
Okay.
you are absolutely
Go
right.
ahead.
Let's go and welcome our first start of the day. Please give your round of applause to Lydia Greshina, founder of Last Call.
Portugal, the solution that can save tourists, and not only tourists, from ruined plans, vacations, nerves, maybe even relationships, because of the dying battery of the phone. You know, this bastard always dies in the worst possible moment. So, of course, you see our logotype is a bird. Why? Because we want to make people free of anxiety, free of additional cables that you need to carry on, free from begging waiters, can you please charge my phone, free from dependency on the hook and selecting maybe not the best table, but being really free, and also to free our planet from more power banks, more cables to be produced. So we want to introduce the sharing concept, but now with power banks. So now you can rent the power bank wherever you need, and return it at any other place, like you rent a bike, but actually much easier. Because with us, we've selected the solution that is the most easy and really care about people. You really just need to tap the card and then grab the power bank. No application download. You don't need your phone to be charged and go to any QR code. We are providing the only solution on the market that doesn't need any application, any QR code, just the tap of the card. And here you are, your power bank with 3 cables with you. And you can go. So you can really go and charge on the go and return it at the place where you want. Okay. So the market actually is already big. Maybe it's new for you, but it's not new for China, Russia, and many other European countries. So it's already like $8 billion big, and it's growing. The revenue model is easy, so we are getting the rental fees, we are getting non-return fees, we are also planning to unlock advertising opportunities with these machines, and we are planning to grow with franchise models, so we also will be getting some franchise revenue. We started just in February, but we're already in 140 plus locations in Lisbon, Coimbra, Porto, Ericeira, Cascais, many other places. Actually, we already have, so we see that people actually like it, use it, so the Portuguese market is not different than any other market, and we are happy about it. So this is our partners, I mean, you know all of them, you can see them more in our website. So this is the venues where we are placing our stations, festivals. Actually, we'll be participating in Lisbon Festival already this weekend, also many others of Música no Coração. So all these locations are where we can bring value. This is the partners and the roadmap. Right now we're in product market fit, but testing with the events, testing with the locations where we want to be, and then we'll be growing here and abroad. And we are at the moment making our first investment round, so if you are interested, you can come and talk to us. This is our great team, full of different nationalities, Ukrainian, Russian, Portuguese. And so let's make people free like birds together. So if you can help us and support our startup in any way, we'll be happy to show you also how it works, because we are here in Ferrovario, already have our stations, very successful. So we can show you how this magic works. People really enjoy how to see these power banks getting out. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Lydia. So now please welcome to the stage Telmo Taipa, co-founder and CEO of Adesi.
So, good afternoon, everybody. I'm delighted to be here. My name is Telmo, co-founder of Adesi, and we are a team of passionate people about the restaurant sector. But before I explain what this passion really created, I want to ask you a question. Do you know that more than half of HoReCa sector employees in Europe and United States works more than 65 hours per week? Despite these long working hours, only 20% of the restaurants have success in this market. Why? Incapacity of the manager to anticipate and plan their operations, which results of this sector being responsible for 9% of the global waste. At Adesi, we solve this problem, where we create a cloud software that allows the restaurant's manager to predict what's going to happen in their establishments in the next 28 days, answering these three questions. How much will be their revenue? How much they will sell of each option of their menu, and how many customers they will receive. To answer these questions, at Adesi, we combine the historical data sales of each establishment with external factors that impact this sector, such as the weather, cultural and sports events, and many other present here in a machine learning algorithm developed by us. The food and beverage tech market is huge and growing 10% per year. But if you talk about the impact of artificial intelligence in F&B markets, we see expected growth of around 39% per year. And Adesi is in front of this technology for this sector. Adesi has already been in the market for a year, and during this past year, it was possible to create some integrations and some partnerships and reach some of the main references in the Portuguese and Spanish markets. For those, the level of certainty is higher than 92%, where it was possible to achieve reductions in food costs and increases in gross margin. Currently, more than 525 restaurants know Adesi solution, where more than 350 are interested and 226 are using our solution. Moreover, with the recent partnership that we've made with Stores Ace, we are expecting around 2,000 establishments to join Adesi until 2026. Adesi is a B2B company, where through a 30-day free trial, our customers can validate why we are their best business partners. So you must be thinking, why are we the perfect team to revolutionize the management in the restaurant sector? My experience in innovation, logistics, and retail is combined with expertise in artificial intelligence of Helder Pereira. In addition, we count with the vision and experience in retail and restaurant sector of our investor, Sergio Rodrigues. We are a team that developed a strategy that will bring us more than 4,000 establishments and MRR higher than 150,000 euros into 24 months. And for that, we are looking for an investment of 500,000 euros to make this possible. We are going to change the way restaurants manage their business, and I promise you that Adesi will be an indispensable partner of any establishment in the F&B sector. So if you'd like to make part of this revolution and help us reduce the uncertainty of this sector, please come and talk with me after this speech. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Telmo. Telmut, thank you so much. Now, let's move on to our third pitch of the day. Here with us in Lisbon, welcome Daniel Tanque, founder of Here Travel.
Hello, I'm Daniel, and I'm presenting Here Travel. Basically, a temporary exhibition lasts to 4 to 6 months. After that, it's impossible to revisit. And when we travel, we end up seeing multiple queues. And let's be honest, when you see a long queue, we skip that place. It is a lost sale, and it's a lost experience for the tourist. So we came across with this solution, a mobile app that uses virtual reality to make guided tours, so you can see it in the museum or at distance. Besides, we provide also a back office for the museum so they can track the interests of their visitors. The market size is expected to be for more than $400 billion just in VR for museums and art galleries. And we are here situated in activities, entering in info. Our competitive advantage is that we have our own platform for virtual tours. We make it and host it, which provides us a low cost, expanding to new segments like teens and elders. Also, we provide a new option to diversify income for museums and art galleries. The business model so far is based on purchase by ticket. So each ticket that we sell, we stay with a percentage of 5%, but we can expand for options like advertising and e-commerce of merchandising of those cultural spots. In the future, we can go even further in terms of railway industry, religious, military industry, so more specific in some niches. The team is mostly software engineers, but we also have people in museology and photography. And our partners, those are those that have enabled us to create content with them, making it possible to have already a possibility on the app. You can check and download. It's available on Android and App Store. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Daniel, thank you so much. And now our last pitch is here in Lisbon also. Please welcome Reza Arani, founder and CEO of Sem Mapas.
Hello, and can you hear me? Hello and good evening. I want to introduce you our new innovation, which is called Sem Mapas. And let's start and talk about the problems. All of us faced some difficulties while we are moving to a new location and new places, and maybe sometimes we will face some difficulties about finding new location. We have maybe some bad information, and cultural barriers. And at the end, we will remain with the complex navigation. Let's change the vision to the other aspect of the project. If we want to think about this platform as a business owner, usually business owners has difficulties in remote locations. Maybe they are far from their main and maybe main street or main center of the tourist visit sightseeing. They can't take too much connection with the visitors. And also, because there are too many outdated online information exist on the internet, maybe they can't provide the updated information to the visitors. And also, let's move on to the next stage. As all we know, there are many difficulties with the governors, like municipality and city halls. They cannot provide updated information sometimes, but also they can't have access to real-time data. Let me explain why it's important. Because if you don't have access to real-time and online statistics, you cannot control the crowd. Some locations will maybe too many people are arriving to that location, and sometimes you will you will find some destination which has been discovered. Let me finish the problem in just a few words. Today, the issue and the problem is not just the lack of data. We have the problem of we have too much data, and we have overload the data issue. And right now, let's think about these problems. We need a solution which can hit 3 goals with just one shot, which is Sem Mapas. This platform contains an AI-based location digital guide, which is used AI algorithms to provide the best possible routes for the tourist. Also, it contains AI-powered chatbot, which is right now we are using LLM AI plus RAG. And right now, this platform can provide real-time updates and statistics for the maybe governors or event manager. The next part is it has a smart AI-powered business advisor. Imagine you are in a location. It provides you some information and provides you some destination based on the subject of a current location. And also, this platform involves with IoT and sensors. By gathering the data from the sensors and user activities, we can provide raw data and maybe sometimes process data to the to organization. For a quick look, you can see, imagine you scan a QR code on a beach, you can read some small description about that location. You have a chatbot to talk about it. Meanwhile, this platform offers some locations like bars, restaurants. It depends. It provides different information for museum, definitely. You cannot compare it with the beach. And also at the end, you have some dashboard where we use AI and algorithms to provide the best possible prediction. And at the end, if I want to talk about our target markets, right now we are looking for B2B and B2G. We can provide some services to events, and which has happened a few months ago, almost 2 months ago in Lorinia, which was Adel. And also we have another segment in the market, which is B2G. We can provide dashboard and we can provide data to the government and city halls. And also we have an online advertisement platform beside this platform, which is a complete gathering of whole data. And next, let's go to the next slide. Right now, as all we know, there are too many references exist on the internet, and the value of this market is almost $16.6 billion US last year, was last. And our goal is to reach 400 million euros within next 10 years. And what will be our value position, what we can provide to the ecosystem and our society. We can empower the economy by providing the best possible services to governments and also tourists and also local businesses to get in touch together and make some money. And we can provide insight and statistics. We can increase the satisfaction rate and engagement rate of the tourists. And also, this platform is so easy, and they don't have to do too much. It's not hard to work with it. And also, this platform can help to preserve and promote the local gems, and maybe it's historical part or visible part. And the final part is the sustainability. Selecting the precise destination means using less petrol, using less fuel. It means you can save some carbon dioxide release, and definitely it will help for the sustainable life. We are lucky. Right now, based on our business model and based on our goal, right now we don't have any competitor yet. And, but we did not stand still. Right now we are thinking about web version 3. So this is the future, and right now we are working on it. And at the end, take a look at our nice team. These are fantastic people, and I'm really proud to work with these guys, and I'm sure with these guys, the future will be ours. And at the end, thank you for your time, and I hope this platform can help well, and you will see this platform hopefully soon in your own city. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reza. Thank you very much. So now we are going to have a very interesting discussion about smart tourism, tech-driven strategies for efficiency. And with that, I would like to call to the stage here in Porto, Francisca Eiris, Head of Project Management at UPTEC, and Paulo Moraes Vaz, Director at Escola de Hotelaria e Turismo do Porto. And now, João, who do we have in Lisbon?
Big round of applause. João Paiva Mendes from Boost Portugal, CEO. Miguel Barbosa from Portugal Ventures. And our moderator, Adriana Travasso from Nest, Centro de Inovação do Turismo.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you for the invitation. I'm here from Nest, Tourism Innovation Center, which is a private association founded by 8 companies: Turismo Portugal, Nós, Google, Microsoft, BPI, Brisa Via Verde, and Millennium. So today we are here talking about smart tourism, and I would like to say a few words about it. Technology is crucial to the tourism and travel industry, helping businesses with day-to-day operations while improving the customer experience. That's why hotels, airlines, restaurants, and other companies must keep up with the latest technology trends within the travel industry. With an eye on this topic, Nest offered a panel entirely dedicated to smart tourism territories at our annual event Boost at Casa da Música. By the way, you can see these and the other panels about on our YouTube channel. So, at Nest, what is our mission? We promote innovation and technology adoption in the tourism value chain That's why we are here today to talk about that, and the pitches that we were listening before, they were really improve and show about that. But I would like to ask you, what is smart tourism? The concept of smart tourism it has been advancing the guest experience for years, but there is one piece of the puzzle that the travel and hospitality industry has yet to unlock: the integration of customer data for proactive insights. The brands can allow customers to share first-party data through mobile devices for more personalized and efficient travel experiences. I would like to give you just a few examples of smart tourism during the customer journey. First, when we are thinking and booking about our vacations. Now, we can go to the brand website, to a virtual metaverse experience to explore and learn about the destination, instead of reading blogs, forums, and articles to research options. Then, when we go to the airport, it's possible now an airline app send a notification to check in for your flight, and boarding information is immediately added to the app, instead of enter to the airport in advance of the flight to stand in the long line with your bags. Then, when you arrive at the hotel, now you can receive an email on the day of check-in with instructions on how to check in, or even better, geosensing technology recognizes when you have reached the hotel property and sends a ping with the room information and the room key, instead of the front desk staff member check multiple databases to find information with your family and your luggage. This is some examples. But today we have 4 guests to talk about that. Let's start. Miguel, good afternoon. Growing together, growing global. This is Portugal Ventures' mission statement, committed to the growth of the entrepreneurs' businesses. Among other advantages, Portugal gives access to a vast network of national and international investors for future investment rounds. Considering that technological solutions for the tourism still faces funding challenges, how do you support entrepreneurs with innovation solutions, and what are the criteria used to select these projects?
Thank you, Diana, for the question. Thank you also everyone and Startup Portugal for the invitation. Well, at Portugal Ventures we are a venture capital, probably the biggest venture capital in Portugal that specializes in startups, and we have something like over 150 startups in our portfolio, and we have invested something like in 200 startups since the beginning of Portugal Ventures as it is nowadays. That started in 2012 when we were merged as a single company. So our background goes back some 35 years, and probably some of you were not even born when we started this. Really, startups do struggle with 2 things, I would say. They struggle with human resources. They struggle with investment and financing, and also in developing their product and going into their clients. And this means that when startups usually come to us, when an idea of how much they need for their path into the investment rounds, they usually have an idea of how much they need regarding the amount of time that will take them to enter into their clients. This usually is not, our experience is that this usually not the exact time that it usually takes them to address their clients. It usually takes them to address a much bigger time in addressing their clients. This means that they need a much bigger investment at the beginning that they usually think they need. And this reflects in the runway that they have when they receive the investment, and obviously this reflects in the future of the company and how they can pursue their business model and how they can enter into their clients. What we usually tell them is our experience of what we have seen in the market of having similar companies in the portfolio, probably addressing similar clients as they do. Unfortunately, the time that it takes them to enter into a client is usually longer than they think, and for this, as we have also discovered that this is one of their main difficulties, we have created one of the networks that Portugal Ventures has, which is the corporate network, where we have a group of around 20 corporate partners where we have, let's say, a single point of entrance. Because when you want to talk as a startup to a big company, you really do not want to talk to a company because the company is not a person. You really want to talk to somebody inside that company. And usually addressing and being able to contact that somebody is not easy. So what we have developed is this corporate network where we have a single person on the company that can help our startups in navigating the background of the company that they may want to enter as a client, and in this way we can help them get their client a little easier or with less time to enter that client. Regarding funding, I would say that we also have another network, which is the Ignition Capital Network, which is, I would say, almost all the business angels and VCs that operate in Portugal, with whom we can partner into either investing in the companies and the startups that they already have, or they investing in the companies that we already have in the portfolio, and we do foster that. For us, it's always a pleasure to invest in a company with other VCs or other business angels that are in the market. Another way that we have is that over time, and having over 150 companies in the portfolio, we also have some contacts outside of Portugal for the bigger rounds. Up until, I would say, the end of last year, it was difficult to have bigger rounds of investment in Portugal. CFID program changed a little that, so it still stands to be seen how it will operate in the end. But for bigger rounds, it was usually necessary to go outside of Portugal, and over time we also have developed a network of, obviously not so big as the network that we have in Portugal, of possible VCs that can invest in our companies. Also for this, we have a special, let's say, division, department, unit, whatever you want to call it, at Portugal Ventures, where we gather this knowledge either from the Portuguese VCs and business angels, as well as the international VCs, so that we can match them, so that if we have a company in our portfolio that wants to have a next round of finance, we can select and know what the investment thesis of those VCs and business angels is, so that instead of firing a big cannonball, we can have a sniper shot and address the right VC for the right startup.
Thank you, Miguel. Now I would like to give a jump to Porto, to Francisca. Hello, Francisca.
Can you hear me?
UPTEC, an innovation hub at the University of Porto, is dedicated to supporting technology-based projects and promoting entrepreneurship. School of Startups, one of them, prepared new entrepreneurs for the main challenges of creating a business project. Francisca, have you noticed an increase of startups with solutions at the tourism sector?
So, hi everyone. First of all, thank you for being here and for inviting us to be here at home. So at Tupatec, and I must make this prior disclosure. So we don't take tourism as a standalone sector. So it's a kind of a big umbrella under which several types of companies operating in different fields can be, sustained. So, and under this umbrella, not just at the School of Startups, but also in other initiatives that we have happening at Tupatec, namely funded projects also. So there are two main fields at which we see that more and more companies are selling or are operating in tourism-related sectors. And we consider mainly the culture and creative industries and the technology area. So technology, it's easy. Well, we've been talking about technology since the beginning of this event. So it's, let's say, an infrastructure that it's more and more relevant at the tourism sector. Anyway, so from accommodation, restaurants, museums, different experiences that even Adriana, you mentioned. So there's no doubt that technology is key for the tourism sector. And yes, we do have several tech startups at Tupatec supported under the School of Startups and in other projects that are operating, let's put it this way, and at the tourism sector. And also, as I mentioned at the beginning, the culture and creative industries. So we take it very seriously here at Tupatec, especially at this hub at which we are today, because we see that culture and creativity are what makes our companies and our culture, our identity, Portuguese companies, different from other companies that operate in the tourism sectors elsewhere in Europe. And that's eventually, and we truly believe that at a certain point, tourists decide to come to Portugal instead of going somewhere else because of our culture, our identity, and our history. And with this motto, we consider culture and creativity together with technology as key fields for the tourism development and for the tourism startup scene. And with this prior notice done, yes, Adriana, we do have a growing set of companies operating in the tourism broad field at Tupatec, from museology, as you mentioned, architecture. We have restoration / food companies operating at this field. We have companies, of course, software development, different types of AI applications that can be funneled or applied for the tourism sector. So yes, you just have to ask which is the sector-specific tourism sector, and we can pinpoint different companies here at Tupatec.
Francisca, thank you. There are great news for the sector, and in order to get a smart tourism destination. Paulo, are you there? Hello?
I'm here. Sorry.
So, Paulo, once you said in a recent podcast from your school, we need to start using technology and artificial intelligence to provide personalized and different services. How does school adapt the programs and the training offers to embrace technological changes, considering the increase of that on the personalized experiences?
Wow, complicated. Well, thanks very much for the invitation. First of all, it's a pleasure to be here and to share what we have been doing for the last 50 years in the tourism sector at the Porto Hospitality School. And going to your question, well, when you look to the actual situation that we're living in a stressed and overwhelmed world with technology and the different solutions appearing every day, and with our students being more keen and more quicker than their teachers and mentors to adapt, either you quit, either you adapt it as well. And what we are trying to do nowadays, under my role as a principal, I have always a doubt, because 50% of what I'm teaching nowadays won't be of any use in 10 years. So what I'm doing with that. And 50% of those things that I need to teach and my students will need in 10 years are not even created. So what should I teach them? So the best way to face the problem is to teach them how to think. And what we try to do in a daily basis is teaching them how to think in this particular environment of hospitality, tourism, and food business and catering. So artificial intelligence, virtual reality, augmented reality, all these technologies must be used, although we don't have a free access to them, I need to tell you, but we need to look at them as tools that help the students and the school itself to become more updated, to become able to anticipate problems and solutions, and to prepare students to face them and to use them in, I would say, in an ethic and proper way while they are students at first, and then when they become professionals. And when you're able to do these and to incorporate that technology in an industry that is mostly of human touch and human contact, so I think that it's almost like winning the Euro Millions like yesterday, because you arrive to incorporate technology in a soft way and in a way that people will use it in a friendly way and in a natural way. That's what we're trying to do. This is a daily war and a daily guerrilla activity, because sometimes students, although they are younger and should be more keen and more open-minded to these issues, are not. Sometimes the principal, which is the oldest of the eldest guy in the school, is more open-minded than the student, and sometimes it's just a question of communication as well. How you transmit the ideas, how you share them, how you motivate them to adhere to these ideas. But I think we are doing a great job. The team is really involved, and we're trying to. I always tell my students that the first thing that I do whenever something is presented to me, it's trying to remember myself when I was a student in that school. And according to that, I try to adapt and to see how should I react to this situation. And I think that it's a slow process and a step-by-step process, but we are going on the right direction, I would say.
Thank you, Paulo.
You're welcome.
At last but not least, João, hello. Boost is a leading company in Portugal, operating in several areas related to tourism and innovation, specialized in tourism entertainment in different cities, has organized more than 1,500 team-building activities, and we are leader in escape rooms. We also have thematic restaurants, Desassossego and Monsanto's Open Air. You offer a wide variety of options, e-bikes, tuk-tuk, go-cars, where technology and gamification provide unique experiences. Spinach, a car that was a huge hit at Bolsa Turismo Lisboa, is more than just a vehicle. Please, can you tell us about it?
Okay, yes, sure. Hi, my name is João. First of all, thank you for the invitation. Well, Spinach is the vision we have for a product that can be launched in Portugal to the world. So basically, I have 5 minutes, right? So I'll try to be short. The way I see technology, so we operate in the market for the last 15 years. This was my first company. It still is. And basically, the way we see technology, it's more on the efficient side than actually on the user side. So what I mean with this is that I have strong doubts that people will adapt all kinds of apps and technology in the future. However, they are necessary. But I believe that technology for tourism, in order of processes and improvements and efficiencies for the companies to make them better, is quite crucial. When we started, we realized that it's quite difficult for a tour operator to have competitive advantage, because basically the entry barriers in the market are quite low. If you want to offer bike tours, if you want to offer walking tours, if you want to offer any kind of things. Everybody knows you need to go to Airbnb, Get Your Guide, Viator, any of those big platforms, make a small price comparison, and then try to sell your products and tweak it a little bit. So Spinach actually is our vision of a product that actually delivers competitive advantage to local operators by giving them not only access to a platform, but also to a unique vehicle. So if you want, in short, Spinach is it's basically a platform that empowers tour operators around the world to be able to create interactive content, indoor and outdoor, that combined with a unique electrical vehicle allows them to deliver awesome experiences. So actually, the reason why we launched Spinach is because I don't want to be misunderstood, but we are a big fish in a small pot, which is Portugal. It's really difficult to grow, and we wanted to have legacy. And legacy is independent on what you build. It's pretty cool that you go to Aruba in the Caribbean and you have a car. It's pretty cool to launch the first electric project in Africa with your own ideas. So it actually, it's not about the money. It's about a vision that where we believe that if we're able to deliver cool technology for local operators, they can develop their own business and create their own businesses while creating a wider network.
Thank you, João. Maybe my second question will be related with it, what you said, a big fish. Okay, so can we go again to Miguel? So, considering that, assuming the pandemic has boosted the development of technology, seeking to eliminate physical barriers along the tourist journey, has there been an increase in projects and solutions seeking investment from Portugal Ventures? The question, you support startups along all the process. How could you help them to reach the market? Or even better, how the representative of associations see the projects and the solutions of the startups that you support and that you help?
Well, the startups that we support are not only in the tech, but also in the non-tech area. So we are very fortunate sometimes that we can mingle both. So I can have a tech startup doing their MVP or a pilot or whatever in a non-tech startup or company that we also have supported. When we went into the pandemic, and that was in the year of 2020, quite a long time ago, we had invested something like in 12 new startups in 2019. So our startups, brand new, were quite ready to enter the market of 2020, and some of those were growing year or month on month, something like 70% in February 2020, and then you know what happened, everything stopped. The pandemic was quite cruel to startups, but maybe we were fortunate enough because the startups that we had were really very, very small, so their burn rate was not as big as others in the market, and so with the funds that we had, we were able to maintain them through the pandemic, and we didn't lose any startup during the pandemic, as we supported them all during that time. Obviously, since then, some of the business models changed, some of the market changed, and since then, some of those really didn't proceed. But that's what our business is. We are used to being sometimes more cold than maybe we should be, because we see some of those companies not being able to proceed in the market. After the pandemic, really, we were discussing with Tourism Portugal also, and I remember a discussion with them of what would be the role of technology after the pandemic. And really, I would say that sometimes in Portugal, the role of the pandemic and the adoption of technology in tourism, in the non-tech tourism, in the traditional tourism in Portugal, in some sectors, I would say, had a drawback because some of those players really saw the market growing. The tourism in Portugal is booming, as we all know. And so some of those thought, and some of those still think that technology is not needed to continue working, because business is still coming, tourists still come, and so why change something that we have been doing for some 30 years? And this is what we continue to do. We continue to support our startups with the investment that we can do. We continue to work with the ecosystem, the associations, with the partners that we have, with the contacts that we have in the market, in order to continue to open the doors for the startups in their clients, and explaining to the clients why that startup is important to them, and trying to make them see that technology in some ways, and I completely agree with João, technology is not something that we can adapt to anything, to everything. There are sectors that will be slower in adopting technology, but others can benefit from adopting that technology. And sometimes it's not really the CEOs that don't have the vision. Sometimes are not the people on the operation on a daily basis that don't have that vision. Sometimes it's their middle management that doesn't have the pains of the day-to-day operation, but have always done things that way for 30 years and do not want to change it, or are not eager to change how they've been doing that for the last 30 years. So in a way, I would say that we support them with contacts, with commercial contacts, with money, with investment, with working with the associations, in order to help them grow in the market, and also in introducing them, because all tech, I would say all tech startups that we have aim to go outside of Portugal, also in their internationalization process.
Thank you, Miguel. Before the next question, I would like to share. Like you said, technology don't have to be followed at the same time, at the same velocity across all the companies. For example, in the interior of our country, where Nest is based, technology is getting very slow. For example, we still have restaurants and touristic activities that don't have options without being with cash. And other examples. Yes, it's still happening, and it's a reality. But
for different reasons.
yes, but not only, but other examples. Francisca, I have another question. Like Nest, many companies are looking for us to help them to find solutions, to find vouchers or found investment to apply on their daily operations. How can UPTech support SMEs in the tourism sector in adopting technological solutions for their daily operations? I heard about the STEER project. Can you talk a little bit about it?
Yes, of course. Before getting into the STEER project, which will be one of the sources of money for tourism SMEs, I'll get there to the end so that you listen to all the other things I want to say first. So here at UPTech, we provide all our startups a comprehensive support. Of course, we know that companies, they want money, especially startups, right? Anyway, so we support companies, tourism companies, and other companies in, as I mentioned, a comprehensive way. So not just you'll have, all companies have a dedicated business developer, so an expert person, so that they can call on not 24 hours a day, but 8 hours a day, I would say. So an expert to which they can call to support them on identifying a possible way to solve their current problems. So being this a technical challenge, being this a commercial challenge, or a funding challenge. Because not just that we, UPTEC staff, we are quite a lot already with different types of expertise, but the whole network is big enough and is multidisciplinary enough so that you'll find someone here at UPTEC who'll be able to support you, or at least who'll be able to share with you the pains that they felt before and to share with you the experience that they have, so that companies can avoid getting into the same failures that others passed before. And then getting into the funding, so the question that you asked. So yes, we do have a lot of funded projects going on here at UPTEC, not just for the tourism sector, but for the sake of today's session. This is what you're looking for. So the STEER projects, and STEER is spelled ST3TS because it's Sustainable Transition in Tourism. So it's 3 T's. So it's an European funded project at which UPTEC is a consortium member. So it means that we do have hard work to do. And one of these hard tasks that we were working on the previous months, and today we have a great piece of news for everyone. So on Monday, it was approved today. So on Monday, a call for SMEs, so startups and companies slightly bigger than startups, can apply for all kinds of tourism companies to get funding to develop their whatever innovative projects for the twin transition. So all kinds of companies that somehow operate in or related with tourism sector can get from 25 to 30K for projects from 9 months to 12 months to develop their green transition innovative ideas or the digital solutions for the tourism sector. So this is just one example. So you can, well, we can chat once the session is finished, or you can Google st3er.eu and you'll find more info there. Monday, it will be online. And apart from that, and the final piece, because not just a dedicated business developer, all the communication, networking, all the contacts that you'll get, even just in-house, so here at UPTEC, and the access to this project, STEER, but also other projects that we have ongoing. But so on a room just on the other side of the garden, now it's empty, so we are in a, let's say, transition way. So another very innovative initiative that UPTEC has for the tourism companies, especially the ones who have a strong culture and creative nature, is a space that we call XPO. So it's a kind of an exhibition room so that companies can have, you know, their work being exposed, their solutions, their demos. It's, as I mentioned before, it's dedicated to culture and creative industries, but we had exhibitions there on, I would dare to say, technology-driven tourism companies exhibiting there. And this is also a way for them to be known, which is an indirect way for them to get money. So once again, not just the money itself, but also all the other things around it so that you'll get the money.
And sometimes the
Sorry, I took more than 5 minutes.
That's okay. It's not about the money, but also about the network that we can have on that European programs. In fact, Nest had two, Turbit and Turismo 4.0, which offered a voucher to the SMEs to get more technology to their operations. We had very good examples which adopted technology like IR, VR to offer a better experience to the tourist. It's a good option. Thank you, Francisca. João, like you said, it's not about money, it's about legacy. Do you really believe that your products or your services can contribute to get Portugal in a very smart tourism destination?
No. We are irrelevant for the destination. I do, and we do our best efforts to deliver the best experience possible for those who work with us. And in that sense, I believe we contribute for a better experience of the destination, better experience of the country, and by it we indirectly contribute. But I think it's a global effort from everybody. We all need to work together, and it's important to say that when we started the 16 or 15 years ago, the experiences sector was looked in a different way that it's looked right now. And I think people finally realized that if you have amazing experiences in in Portugal, if you actually deliver unique, well-organized, techy but non-tech at the same time experiences combined with hotels, venues, gastronomy, and the whole package, we have a brilliant future ahead of us.
Thanks for your honest answer. Okay, but step by step, with the support, the right support from Portugal Ventures and others, and with the right project solutions like we saw today, I think we can get there.
The thing is, wait, one thing is, for example, Portugal Ventures was the second investor of Spinach, and they are no longer, because their position was bought by a bigger company than Portugal Ventures. However, we actually use technology to understand how we can improve the experience. We don't call it smart cities because we use it in a way to improve our operations. I'll give you an example. We monetize right now the duration of the tour, the language, time, average ticket price, occupancy of means of transportation, routes, times in routes, and time it took, so that basically we're able to deliver a steady experience to the ones who visited us. I don't consider it smart city, but for example, we know now that we have 3 routes for each bike tour. We have 3 routes for each walking tour, and we know basically that if there's certain level of pressure, we need to go that way, and we adapt. If it's a smart city or a way of being able to deliver volume without ruining people's experience, it's up to you to decide.
Thank you, João. Paulo, he said one thing. It will be touched with a question to you. Entrepreneurship at schools can provide solutions for problems already in tourism industry. Tuga project won a competition recently. So Porto City Hall invited your students to present this project, where artificial intelligence help manage touristic flows in the city. Can you please tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, this project is interesting because one of the main and the principal changes we've made 4 years ago, like this, am I okay?
Yes.
Was to introduce critical thinking into our curricula, because we felt that there is a lack of thinking and a lack of critical thinking amongst our students. And the problem that we were discussing along with the critical thinking project was how to deliver and to give back to the city and to our environment something useful more than just students or professionals being prepared for getting into the market. And when you join and you add up these critical thinking, these what can I give back to society, with the entrepreneurship disciplines within the school, then you got sometimes you got nice ideas and nice projects. It's the kind of this TUGA, which stands for Tourist Urban Guide Assistant, and the idea is to I'm not sure that if you are aware, Porto is redesigning the city in terms of being able to drift and to dodge tourists from the hard points, if I can use this word, and where the pressure is higher. So the idea that the students pick up was how to help the city manage these critical points and how to drift the movements and the access of tourists. And using artificial intelligence and a short inquiry, it's supposed to draw a personalized route for each tourist, pinpointing, for instance, traditional shops, the museums, the points of views. So artificial intelligence will use the interests of the tourists to draw and to design a personalized route for them, and allowing the city to, I would say, to flow in a balanced way, and avoiding overcharge of people in certain spots. Because if you go to the famous triangle, so from Clérigos to Ribeira and to the Câmara Municipal, it's like the Ramblas in Barcelona. There's everybody there going up, going down. So the idea is to help managing the city in a more smooth way, discreet way, and people are being motivated to go to different places and to different spots and to different neighborhoods, because that's what we were trying. And the students, the idea came from this approach that I mentioned you. We try to instill them and to tell them, think differently. Think always in two ways. Use your own experience to think, and then try to put yourself in the other one's shoes and to think how they do, look into the problems. And this is the result. Nowadays they got this recognition. The municipality, in fact, the tourism department, asked them to present them, and we asked Nest to help us out to find partners, because they need partners to develop all the artificial intelligence issue. And for instance, and for sure I will speak with Francisca afterwards, because I know that she got money and she got enterprises, so we have some knowledge, the project, and we will use it. So this is one way of, schools are not supposed to be close to the environment where they are. If we don't give back more than just students, we are not doing our job and our work. We need to give back knowledge, we need to give back ideas, we need to give back projects to society. Then it's up to us as a society to use them and to exploit them. But we need to teach people to do this, and youngsters, and they are willing to do it. And sometimes they only see closed windows and closed doors. So this was an approach and an idea to open those windows and those doors. They are not just young professionals trying to thrive in a different and difficult world. They are people with ideas. Sometimes they will fail, of course, but they are not afraid of failing. That's another important thing that we try to teach them and to train them. Was I clear, Adriana?
Yes, I guess so. Paulo, and
probably I will ask Portugal Ventures as well. I will speak with everybody so they have a success.
Paulo, yes, and it's also an opportunity to the schools to get closer to the real market by giving and showing some solutions. It's a great idea and a great opportunity. Thank you, Paulo. So I think I don't have another questions prepared for you. I would like to ask a last question in a minute for each one of you. Do you really believe that technology can help, at one side, startups bringing new solutions to the tourists, and in another way, the SMEs would be more able and more open-minded to accept the technology? Miguel, João, Francisca, and Paulo.
You can go. No.
I would say the opposite. If you don't adopt technology, you're dead.
Yes.
That's it. It's like the way things work. Things worked before, where you would promote flyers, talk to the receptions, try to smile, invite it, and so on. The environment has changed so dramatically that I believe 90% of SMEs that work in the experiences sector don't have a demand problem. They have either a revenue channel problem or they have a operations problem. And both of these cases are only solved with technology. Otherwise, the, the, the cost of human power and the restraint that you get to actually deliver the service are so high that you will never have success. So in short terms, basically, if you want to launch anything, you need to be as techy as possible and then use people to deliver the most authentic experience you can with on your own product, on your own service.
Supported by technology,
Yeah.
of course. Thank you, João. Miguel?
I would say you can't run away from technology. Obviously, the rate of adoption of technology throughout the various players in the market, in the various sub-markets, will be different, but in the end, technology will enter into almost, I would say, all the sectors that tourism works in these days, and will help either the operators and also the tourists receiving a better experience.
Thank you, Miguel. Francisca?
I will dare to slightly disagree.
Sorry?
So I would say that technology for sure is an enabler. I would say that it tends to be an infrastructure, so it's just there. We cannot avoid it. So in a way, yes, I do agree. But I must say that we truly believe that also culture and creativity are key for the tourism sector.
Thank you.
Yes, people, exactly.
Paulo?
Well, I was thinking about, and I was hearing everybody speaking, and then I was thinking about a product, for instance. When you look for tech-free holidays or tech-free weekends, you can deliver that and you can offer that to the market, but you're not able to exist and to exploit it without no technology at all. So it's kind of a paradox. But technology is and should always be a mean and a tool for adding value and to become better. So can we think about our lives with not with no technology? No, you can't. What I think that will happen, we will try to disguise technology and to simplify the impact of technology in our life, trying to not to avoid it, but to get it a little bit under the rug. She will be there. It will be there. It will enable our life. It will increase our quality of life. But we're trying to avoid to show it up and show off. So I think that those are the next steps. And you see it, for instance, in some hospital, in some hotels, in some units that they have already high level of technology embedded into the rooms and embedded into the facilities, but people don't need to use it in an expressway or I would say ostensive way. You just get in and things just happen naturally. And I think that will be the utmost of technology. Using it, how can I say, enjoying it and getting profit from it with no express use of it. But we can avoid it. We can't avoid it. I think that we need to teach people and train people to, I think it's most important to use it ethically and wisely. And I think that's the way. But I'm a school director, that's why I always say this.
Thank you. I will resume saying that technology is needed to help organize and manage the operations, but in the end, the people or the persons will be at the front desk at the restaurant to serve the best gastronomy, the best tourist attractions. So technology and people will be side by side. Thank you. I would just like to finish with a small quote. In order to bring smart and even cognitive tourism experiences, travel brands need to connect physical and digital technology, as well as customer data, across the entire travel ecosystem. Includes city governments, payment processors, airports, airlines, hotels, and more. Thank you. I don't have if anyone has questions. Yes, Paulo? We can't hear you.
2 months ago, I was in Spain, in San Sebastián, in a conference about technology and training for hospitality and tourism schools. And we had an experience of a dinner, which was, they served a paella, okay? And we had 2 paellas on that dinner, and one of the paellas was produced by the students, so human touch, a human producer, and the second paella was produced by a robot. And there is no difference. If nobody tells you, you won't taste the difference. And this is the thing that we need to be attentive. There was no difference at all. And then we went to the school to see how the robot was working and doing the paella, and it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So storytelling is very important.
Yes.
Because that's where you can, and the human touch and contact is very important to keep things a little bit more humanized.
Authentic.
Thank you very much, and I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No, Paulo, thank you. Yes, is there anyone have any question?
Hello, everyone. My name is Renato. I have a question for Miguel. You're running now a program to help companies building Web3, which called WIT. Can you speak a little bit about it? How do you want to help companies with that program, since it's quite a lot of money you're trying to invest?
Well, Web3, I'm really not a specialist in Web3, so that is a program that is run also from the digital area of Portugal Ventures. They are really the tech experts. Web3 is probably the future, okay? So we want nowadays to understand what do we have in Portugal related to tourism that can fit into the Web3 technology, and learn what there is, how we can support it, so that we can be ready to support those companies in the future when they can go into the market and have their business models working. So this is something that we are almost on the phase of analyzing at the beginning of a race that I believe will be developed. Okay, so venture capitals are usually on the beginning phase of new technologies. Sometimes they do linger. Sometimes they fail. So that is what we are looking at in the Web3 space regarding tourism. If there is a market in the future, we want to be there, and we want to learn nowadays how we can help those companies to get in the future.
Okay, thank you. And can I ask another question?
Yes.
Okay. Can I ask a question to João? You talked about Viator and Get Your Guy and that kind of companies. I believe Boost and Spinach Shores, it's in Viator already. Do you think it's important for you or for you and for companies like yours and even smaller companies to be in that kind of platforms? They help you get more customers, or you think?
I'll do the opposite question. What is the position of a hotel towards Booking.com? It's like a love. It's a evil. It's a needed evil, right? The thing is, we've run several tests, and the reality is, one thing is to build a brand, but you cannot compete with algorithms, AI, and the amount of money they put into platforms. So my answer is something that it's needed, because they reach customers that I could have the whole team in the world that I would never have. Obviously, they are sharks. Obviously, they'll squeeze you. Obviously, they will push commissions. And that's where technology enters. And that's why if you want to build something that actually has volume, you need to build it up on the back office side full of technology so that you can have amazing people delivering tours, but probably delivering 20 languages different, a different schedule on different points with 3 different routes, so that people still think they're doing a small experience, but actually on that tour, on that day, there are 500 people riding a bike. That's so answer short is yes, you really need them.
I'm asking because I'm actually building a platform like that with AI included, which is 6 countries. We are in the beginning, obviously, first in Portugal, but we want to expand to other countries as Gaviator and Get Your Guide. And I believe it's important to have
it's really
the
difficult,
technology
right?
helping.
It's really difficult, but you will have probably all operators wanting to operate with you. Once again,
Yes.
it's about volume. The way these platforms operate is if you give them 1,000 seats, they'll direct the algorithm to them. If you give 10 seats, they'll forget you. But to deliver 1,000 seats is just not putting availability. You need a whole structure and whole technology to be able to deliver steady 1,000 people a day on operations steady. And that is the difficult part. Because putting there and then playing with prices and I'll be cheaper, like Portuguese style, it's easy. The thing is, how can you deliver it? And that's really difficult. Really difficult.
What I'm feeling is it's not easy to have smaller companies on my platform because they are not they don't know exactly how to work with that kind of platforms, and it's like they took a lot of time to put all the experiences and feel everything, because usually the owner of that company, those companies, are on the streets doing tours, doing whatever.
The most difficult part on the experience sector is that the companies traditionally are small, and so the owner does everything, and they are self-employed with great salaries and with profitable companies. If you want to build something big, you need more people and you need to take risks, and that's why it's difficult. So that you have an idea, there are only 5 medium-sized companies with the CAI 93293, which is tourism, entertainment, CAI for Portugal. 5 medium companies. Medium is over 10 million sales and over, believe, 50 or 100. 5 in Portugal. 5.
Yeah.
Stupid.
It's a small market.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I don't know if you have time for another question. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so my name is Roger, and I first want to say thank you for the talk and the panel. And the question that I have is not for anyone specific, it's more for the panel as a general. And I'm curious to hear what the panel thinks about tourism companies that are more focused on specific niches. So we've been talking a lot about technology, but we also been talking about how the people factor in companies. It's an important thing, and yeah. So I was interested in knowing what do you think about companies that focus on a more specific niche. For example, companies that focus on like backpackers, on LGBTQ community, on like couples or families, or like those specific niches, and not like these general companies that target at all, like Booking.com or whatever.
But it's a business-wise opinion or a tourism-wise opinion? What's the question?
It's more like business-wise. If you think those type of companies that are more niche have a space on the market as well, or only the general.
I'll tell you what happens usually with niche. If they are successful, they become mainstream. So the thing is, everything is a niche until it becomes huge. One of the big problems in operating in Porto and in Lisbon is that you find a new place, you establish a partnership and blah, blah, but then suddenly 100 competitors know that you stop there, they'll approach you, and then from one moment to the other, a place that had 10 people a day now has 200. So I love niche projects. I love to invest in things that we don't know the outcome, but usually not to niche markets because it's too expensive, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I think we don't have any more questions, so I would like to say thank you to all the presents. Francisca, thank you for your support. Thank you for your for your answers. Paulo, it was a pleasure once again. See you next time. Thank you for being here with us today. And João, the same thing. Miguel, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being here today with us. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. It was a great discussion here today. Let's go have a drink upstairs and watch a hopefully great football match. And over to Porto to close, since everything is about Porto today with our new office there, Marilia.
Yeah, so we will have some drinks here too, but before we jump into that, I will just share our gratitude to our sponsors for making these events possible. So, and I'm talking about Investors Portugal, Ferroviário, 351 Portuguese Startup Community, UPTech, Porto City Council, Sograp, and Superboc Group. So, and thank you all for coming. Thank you all in Lisbon. And now let's go see our Portuguese match. And João, see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.